got a couple. Clint Copenhaver over there along with Marcus Ray.
Besides, as we mentioned, Will Carr being the key in the middle of this defense, because in reality, Michigan, although they call it a 4-3, is really only using 3 down linemen. David Bowens, the outside defensive end slash linebacker, is really going to line up all over the field, but Northwestern must control Carr if they want to be successful running the ball.
Second down 9 at the 49. Drew in motion. Schnurr throws short to his tight end. The 45 as Drexler and Irons made the stop.
You know what I like about Steve Schnurr, Brad, is he has really developed no wasted motion when he gets back there. He doesn't wind up right. Boom! That ball's out of his hand. And in a controlled passing game, especially when they're not successful on first down, Schnurr is going to try to eat away at you with those little 3, 4, 5-yard passes.
Gary Barnett looking out as his troops have another third down conversion. They've been great all year in third down, 54%. Schnurr, plenty of time. Now has to scramble. That's not his forte. Ball's loose.
That ball was knocked away from him on the scramble.
Still Northwestern
and
ball.
They were fortunate if they got it back to get it back that time.
One official's already signaled.
I think it was David Bowens who got there late that time. He originally dropped into coverage. They only rushed 3 players, and then Bowens, who was probably the most special and different player on the football field, comes in when Schnurr tries to get outside, and he actually does strip it away. Bowens, who was an outstanding high school basketball player, just picked Schnurr's pocket.
Did he ever? He comes out. Punting situation now for Burton. Northwestern has allowed only 1 punt return all year through 4 weeks. And there's not too many teams in the country that can match that. Burton's one of the reasons why. Excellent punter. Sometimes he has too much leg for his own good. Try to angle it to the near side. High, lazy kick. Bounces at the 5. I don't know. They didn't get there. 2 men down, but they couldn't find it. And a 52-yard from the 20. And opening off the left side. Closes after about a 4-yard gain for Clarence Williams. Scott Dreisbach back. He wasn't in this game last year. There's his numbers on the season. His offense that joins him. Clarence Williams, the leading rusher so far, carried it there. Floyd, the fullback. Shaw, Tuman, and Streets round out the receiving corps. Up front, maybe the best center in the Big Ten, if not in college football, and Rod Payne. Wines, Denson, Adamy, and Jansen round out the front wall for the Wolverines in our Wheaties starting lineup. And Lloyd Carr in his second full season, 13-4 as the head coach at Michigan. Second down 6. Dreisbach loads it, fires deep middle, got a man wide open across the 45, and into Northwestern territory is Ty Streets. 28-yard pass play.
Scott Dreisbach has a history of getting off slowly. He was 2 for 9 coming off last week, but this time Northwestern was not even able to put a breath on Dreisbach. The linebackers were concerned with the tight ends, and then here comes Streets right across the deep dig route, and Dreisbach put something on that one. That was perfect execution.
Streets' 14th catch of the year. And a first down already on the Northwestern side of the 50 at the 49-yard line. Here's a quick out. Williams flanked out there, the running back, and he works for about 6 to the 43-yard line. Defensively for the Wildcats, Matt Rice is the guy that tries to plug the middle for them. Lazowski, Reef, and Daly in the 4-3 for Northwestern. Pat Fitzgerald, an All-American first-teamer a year ago. Gardner and Sharp. And in the secondary, Hudayfa Ismaili is a guy that can change a game in a hurry. As you look at those stats, Nelson, Collier, and Barnes round out the defensive backfield for the Wildcats. Second down at 4. Hand off. Williams trying to sweep the left side. Ball loose. And did Fitzgerald get on top of it? He got close.
He might have had his feet out of bounds, though, when he got it, and then that would still be a Michigan ball if he touched the sideline. That's going to be. And look where the play happened.
Right
it happened right on the
Michigan
Michigan bench. I think Barnes and Nelson caused the fumble, but if the Northwestern secondary person, and I think it was Nelson, had his feet out of bounds, Michigan's going to keep this ball.
Jim Kemmerling is our referee, and still no indication, as you've seen. And they're probably not going to give us one.
Lloyd Carter very close.
I want to hear that. There was a fumble. The fumble was forward. It was recovered by Northwestern, out of bounds.
Well, he's fighting with the student section of Northwestern, trying to talk over the top.
Why would he say that? He should have said it was recovered out of bounds by Northwestern.
That's right.
Instead of saying recovered by Northwestern out of bounds, he just let himself have a bunch.
A little juxtaposition on the sentence can mean a lot.
And his feet were out of bounds when he touched that ball. That is the proper call. Both teams, Northwestern and Michigan, have been fortunate with fumbles early in this game.
Turnovers were the key last year when Northwestern was +3 in that category. And now at the 40-yard line, a big 3rd and 1 on Michigan's opening drive. Chris Howard in at the tailback spot for the Wolverines in a 2 tight end set. And here he comes, and there he goes for the first down to the 35.
Tim Biakabatuka could have been playing for Michigan this year. He left early. Clarence Williams.
LA, that was kind of a breakout game for him with a 4-touchdown performance last week. Bounces off the first hit here and got maybe 3. Casey Daly hit him low and tripped him up. 9:10 to go first quarter and no score. Northwestern got a couple of first downs on its opening drive, and then a fumble forced them to punt. Michigan, meanwhile, had a fumble that was recovered out of bounds by Northwestern that kept their drive alive. Ron Vanderlinden looking on for his defense, which sees the 7th play for Michigan on this opening march. Quick out, Streets, and a nice open field tackle by Josh Barnes. And let's check in with Mike Gleason. Mike?
All right, Brad, Minnesota at Purdue. Minnesota's Corey Sauter picked off by Derek Brown right here on the deflection. It's only the 2nd interception by Sauter all season, but Brown has a lot of green in front of him. He goes 55 yards for the touchdown, and Purdue is on the board early, 7-zip over the Gophers. Let's go back to Brad and Gary in Evanston.
All right, Mike, no score here with 8:19 left first quarter, and another 3rd down for Michigan, this time 3rd and 6. Dreisbach fires complete out the streets and a first down. And a flag in the backfield. Is it going to be a roughing the passer or a holding?
That's exactly what it's going to be on Casey Daly coming around after the ball was thrown. They're going to get another additional yardage on this. Northwestern's a little different in their nickel package. They move Ismaili inside and bring in Gerald Conaway, number 11, to play the corner. He's just given too much space, and Dreisbach feels good about that throw. That's an easy pitch and catch out there.
So they tack on the penalty, and it's going to put a first down for Michigan inside the Northwestern 15-yard line, down near the 12. Mistakes and turnovers, the 2 things that really didn't hamper Northwestern last year. This year they've propped up more often already.
Yeah, you know, Fred, you almost wonder if you aren't due. You know,
That's
things
right.
just can't go that well for you continually.
First down inside the 12. Michigan pretty proficient in the red zone so far this year. And whistle stops play. And a flag down. The clock run up.
I don't think so. I think someone must have lifted their hand on offense, so it was an illegal motion.
Encroachment lining up in the neutral zone.
Oh, there you go.
On the offense.
One of the players lined up obviously too close to the line of scrimmage. It probably was a wide receiver in that situation.
That backs it up to the 17, where it's 1st and 15.
That is newly hired Stan Parrish, the quarterback coach, and he'll be signaling in the plays, getting them from Fred Jackson, the coordinator, up in the box.
Campbell, a tight end in motion. Here's a counter to Howard, trying to cut up the middle. Barry Gardner was the first man to meet him in the hole.
Tim Sharp and Barry Gardner on the stop.
And it'll bring up 2nd down, about 13.
Well, should Michigan not be able to get points on the board as in a touchdown, I think they're going to think back to last year in a very similar beginning of the game when they drove the ball down the field, had to settle for a couple of field goals, and then all of a sudden the game started to get tight. I think Michigan, for their own, I don't know, kind of demeanor right now, would like to put it in. They'd like to throw the corner route down here.
Second down at 14. Look to the left side and go there. Streets had it in his hands. Barnes knocked it out. Josh Barnes, 2 nice plays on this drive, both against Ty Streets. So it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Ronnie Vanderlinden talked about Josh Barnes, that he is a good cover guy. Probably as good as our 2 seniors we had in Chris Martin and Ray Roby. We had Ray Roby a year ago that really rode this defense, but he said Josh is as good a cover guy. He's not as good a tackler as we had back there in the corner.
11th play of the Michigan drive is a 3rd and 13. 3 wideouts as Butterfield's in there in the slot. Drosbach had a blitz coming. Little pooch ahead to Howard. Shovel pass, flag down. We're going to have a hold, I think, for an illegal man downfield, one of the 2, against Michigan, and that would negate an 11-yard pickup.
And this was going to be a screen pass all the way. Lloyd Carr, not wanting to take any chances with an early turnover, made a good call, and they caught a blitz on the play. It almost worked out well, but you're right. They got him downfield. Either way, Brad, I think they're short. This could be an interesting call from Gary Barnett.
2 yards short.
Yeah, what do you do here? You move them back and say it'll be 3rd and about 23.
On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
I think I'd take the chance and move them back because they only have 2 yards to go, and if they get a touchdown on you, you got a lot of egg on your face.
It is. The thing you worry about when you do that, it's going to be 3rd and about 20. Yeah, about 19. I'm zeroing in on it any second here. The thing you worry about now if you're a coach is a penalty. A pass interference penalty that gives them a 1st down. I think you've got to take your chances with a touchdown, but I'd worry about some mistake.
Brooks and Streets, the 2 wideouts to the top of your screen, and now Brooks back in motion toward the ball. Play action. Dreisbach sets 1 receiver out there, and it's broken up. Dreisbach got nailed by Daly as he let go of that ball, and Josh Barnes and Conaway got back there and been automatic for Remy Hamilton this year. He missed a 37-yarder against Northwestern last year. This is from 38. This one's true, though. Perfect kick for Hamilton.
Has thrown 5 times to Streets so far, so they must feel good about that matchup in nickel when Ismaili's not out there.
Streets broke one up, made a nice tackle on Streets on another, and then Conaway helped on that last one. Ismaili takes it out of Autry's hands at the 5. And hurdles his way out to the 20-yard line. Little indecision on the kick return. Now there's 6.5 minutes left in this quarter, and the Michigan defense doesn't give up anything to anybody, it doesn't seem. Look at that stat. 1 first-quarter touchdown in the last 17 games.
And when we talked to defensive coordinator Greg Madison last night about that, he said, yeah, that's a nice stat, but when we look closer at our stats, we began to notice that people were scoring on us in the 4th quarter. So we decided that we were going to rotate more players earlier in the game. Even if they aren't tired, we'd like to have that stat in the 4th quarter like the 1st quarter.
Now they do have that stat in the 4th quarter. They've allowed only 6 points in the 4th quarter all year, and that was on an interception return by UCLA.
Yeah, so. How about that? They went in there and blocked the kick afterwards.
That's right. Just to show them.
That's right.
Second straight start from the 20 for the Wildcats. Motion on the right side. Looked like Curtis came out of his stance at the tackle position. And so it's going to be a little bit more of a hold.
The split side, they're going to try to cross up Michigan by moving their tight end to the same side as Curtis. So it's a little wrinkle. Still got to block him, though.
That's right. We've already seen Bowens raise a little havoc by forcing that fumble on Northwestern's opening drive. This is their 2nd offensive series. 1st and 15. Long stretch to Autry. Broke 1 tackle, got about a yard. I don't even know how he got out of the would-be tackle.
Yeah, that tackle was Ben Huff that time. He's the guy that really doesn't get a lot of notoriety on the defensive line. Probably not the flashiest of players, but you always need one.
Will Carr, who's about 290. 2nd down, 14. Not a spot Northwestern wanted to be on their own 16-yard line. Field position has been Michigan's today so far. Schnurr comes up throwing. complete, but only about a 2-yard gain to Tucson Waterman.
Hey, guess
and he's dropped in his tracks out there by Charles Woodson. You know, you think about the DBs the Big Ten has. Sean Springs, this kid, Ishmaeli on the Northwestern.
Boy, Keats.
Well, that's an honor.
He's the type of guy who can play anywhere on the field. He can even punt.
Boyd Carr said, I watched him punting the other day. He hit a punt about 70 yards. A natural. Schnurr comes up to Autry on the short toss. Out to the 26. Clint Copenhaver got his 4th tackle already. Has only allowed 1 punt return all year. But this is a situation with Burton at his own 10 that you think Chuck Winters, unless Burton really gets some air under it, would have a chance at it. Winters waits back at the 35. Low snap, Burton handles it. And Winters will have a chance at this one from the 31. And didn't get much out of it. Maybe a 4-yard return. That's about all. Leary in on the tackle on the special thing here. First quarter, Michigan leading Northwestern 3-0. Have to play near turnover free. Streets in motion toward the ball. They fake the end around, and now Dreisbach's in trouble and comes up and goes deep for Streets, and he got it inside the 25-yard line. Wow, that play took a long time to develop. Didn't look like it was going to work, and still they somehow hooked up for a 41-yard completion.
And on top of all that, Ronnie Vanderlinden was expecting the play because the guy they're faking the reverse to right there is Woodson, Charles Woodson, the DB, who they've run the reverse off of a number of times. But, you know, the Northwestern secondary was in position to make this play. Dreisbach just made a wonderful throw on the play.
So Streets has been his man all day long. Career-long reception for Ty Streets and a first down at the 23-yard line. 4.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Now they go back to Williams on the ground. Quick burst up the middle. Got 5 in a hurry. Adrian?
Guys, right now, Ron Vanderlyn and Gary Barnett are scared to death of the speed of the Michigan wide receivers. This Barnes versus Streets thing is the thing that has them scared the most. Watch for more rotation in the defensive backfield for Northwestern. Gary Barnett wants his fastest players in there right now. He's also scared of Woodson being used as a decoy, as we saw in that previous play.
And there the 2R, as Adrian talked about them. Gary, Michigan offense spreads the ball around. They don't have a Mercury Hayes and an Amani Toomer. But these guys, they think, can grow into those type of players. Here's Williams, sidesteps his way to the 15. He's 2 or 3 shy of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down situation, and a key one for Northwestern.
What jumps out at me so much quickly in this game is how much faster Michigan appears on artificial turf than they do on their turf at Michigan, which a lot of people would tell you is a rather slow field. I think their backs, Williams and Howard and Floyd, they just look much faster out here than what I watched film on them.
Williams out and Howard in on a 3rd down and 2. 3rd down conversions on the season for Michigan, 42%. And today, 67.
And I think the Northwestern coaches, again, are upset with the substituting pattern or the clock right there.
5 seconds taken off the clock that they want put back on. Want it back to 3:24. It's a 3rd down situation. Coach of the year on everybody's list last year, and we were at his office yesterday. He has 2 or 3 of those awards in there. They don't mean much when you're down 3-0 and the opponent's at your 15-yard line. Second man through is Howard. Didn't get the first down. Came up about a yard short. I think it was Joe Reif maybe holding on to his ankle on the bottom of the pile.
That's exactly who it was. Joe Reif had 2 sacks last week against IU, and he has stepped up. Matt Rice is supposed to be their player in there, but Joe Reif, the senior, and that's what Northwestern does so well. They've got a lot of experienced older players that have come through the system and now are ready to play.
Hamilton's already hit one. This will be a 32-yard attempt. Remember, Bryant Greasy, the backup quarterback, is the holder. This is a 4th and 1 situation. And Hamilton 2 for 2. So he's for the long pass, touchback, and then Ishmaeli's return got him only out to the 20. So let's see if one of those two can get them a little more breathing room with which to work offensively. Number 6 Michigan leading number 22 Northwestern 6-0 here first quarter. Nice kick. They're not going to have any. They're not going to have any way to get to that one. Autry has to watch that one go 3 yards out of the back of the end zone. That's a nice weapon to have.
An attack, conservative attack, and I think that's what you'd like to see Northwestern do. They just make first downs and keep that Michigan offense off the field.
Well, they did on their opening drive before the fumble, but nothing since. Here's Schnurr with some pressure. Oh, that's a strong throw to the sideline to Bates, and he made the catch right near the first down marker.
I don't think that ball was any more than 5 feet off the ground on a rope the whole way out there, and that time Bates was matched up against Woodson at the bottom of your screen. Woodson is in a bail technique. That means it's zone coverage, but you could see how Bates ran him upfield, and that ball was thrown perfectly.
We've been impressed 2 weeks in a row now with the strength of Schnurr's arm. He's not the biggest guy in the world, that's for sure. Maybe 6 feet if he's lucky. He's 5 for 5 on the day so far. Now they go to Autry for the first down. Darnell only needed one. It's about all he got.
The more I watch Jared Irons, the more I see him favoring that leg. He is a shell of the player that we usually watch when Jared plays out there. He is really struggling. Anytime he tries to push off with his right foot, he nearly collapses.
At the 31-yard line.
You can basically see him limping right there as he's just lining up.
Musso in there as a wide receiver. To the left side, Schnurr has to scramble and now keeps it, and Schnurr picks up a first down out to the 45-yard line. He's never going to be mistaken for another number 10, Fran Tarkenton, either, but that was a good-looking run.
Well, he's got the right colors on.
He does. Season-long scramble of 15 for Steve Schnurr.
When you talk to his coaches and you say, what does Steve do better than a year ago? He says he's just a student of his game. He fakes out David Bowens right there and just gets a first down. Fortunately, when you're scrambling the ball, people try to come from behind and strip the ball. That's really the game of the 90s, and Glenn Steele that time almost made the play.
Owens is still looking for him. That was a pretty good fake. First down. Darnell Autry weaves his way maybe 4 yards out near the 49-yard line. The sledding's been tough for Darnell so far today, as he came into this game just 149 yards behind Dennis Lundy as the all-time Northwestern career rushing leader. And I said, when you reach that point, be it against Michigan or next week, whenever, is that going to be something special? He said, nah. He is a very laid-back.
Hey, well, you got to admit, when you've met Moses.
That's true.
I mean, you know,
after you meet Charlton Heston, what else can possibly impress you? He said he did get a little tongue-tied when he met Charlton out at the Rose Bowl last year, though. Second down at 7. Schnurr over the middle and to the 48-yard line. Mike McGrew, who had some nice pass receptions in Bloomington, Indiana last week.
Of course, McGrew is in there because of Matt Hartle, their fullback, who has been stricken and not being able to play with leukemia, and he's been going through treatments, Brad. And hopefully, I don't know if he's at the game, but Gary said he may be.
And that will wind the first quarter down to a close as Northwestern's moved it back into Michigan territory. A big third down for the Wildcats will start the second.
They can make plays.
Northwestern's looking for a play that'll get them 3 yards. 3rd and 3. Musso in motion. Here comes a blitz on Schnurr. Flares it out, and he got it to Musso. First down at the 43-yard line. And Schnurr is still perfect. 6 different receivers and 7 for 7. Musso doesn't get much yardage, but he gets big catches.
Just enough, and that's really what they were trying to do as Musso goes in motion, slips out, and this ball wasn't going to anyone but Musso. Adrian Taylor comes up and makes the hit, but there's a veteran play again by another senior who went just past the sticks and made the play.
Kind of a free spirit. Brian Musso asked what he thinks should be a prerequisite in life. He said all girls should have a southern accent. I mean, that's a guy you like, don't you? His dad an All-American at Alabama? Autry.
What, did his dad tell him that?
Oh, no.
Gee, when I was his age, I was just a girl. You know?
Autry only 26 yards on his 8 carries so far today. That one got him near the 40, where it's going to be second down along 6.
We asked Darnell yesterday, did you have to have 100 yards for this team to be successful? And he goes, well, we got 100 against Wake Forest and we lost.
Right.
So, you know, it just depends how the game's going, and I'll be very patient.
Patience, the key word the Northwestern coaches feel against this high-powered Michigan team. Autry, end around coming to Beasley, dropped way back at the 47-yard line.
I think that was Ben Huff again, just playing his defense, penetrating and waiting for something to happen. Sometimes when you're not the greatest athlete in the world, it comes back and helps you. The play comes back to you. Beasley on the reverse. There's Huff. And what Huff did such a nice job that time is overrunning the play and forcing Beasley back inside. He really did a good job of, you know, a trick play that time by the Wildcats, and they really got a negative. Now it's 3rd and long, something they wanted to avoid because Michigan's nickel is the best part of their defense.
13-10 left in the half. Schnurr, pressure, and just sandwiched back at the 45-yard line. Steele was there. Fiesel was there. And they made a Schnurr sandwich back there in a hurry. Either with the wind knocked out of him or favoring his shoulder. He got hammered. And Burton now set to punt. Winters got a return of 4 or 5 yards on the last punt. Might have a chance at this one, too. Takes it right inside the 10. Far side of the field. Found a little room and got about 10 on the return. So Michigan with the lead. Northwestern with maybe a question at quarterback with 12-12 left in the half. And a little over 12 minutes to go first half. There might have been some motion. No flag down. Drives back, airs it out, and incomplete. Ismaili covering Russell Shaw, the intended receiver. Let's check in with Adrian.
I was too small. I'm built a lot like Steve, but it bothered me throwing the ball also.
First down, Howard. And Howard got about 9 before Sharp ran him down. And it's going to be about a yard short of a first down.
When you watch the Michigan team play against UCLA last week and now this week, you're going to see a lot of what they call the counter trade, the counter gap blocking. And this was a play. You know, last week, Brad, they probably ran the same play, 2 different plays all game, but probably ran the same play all day. This time, Rod Payne comes around, snaps the ball, and then finds the middle linebacker, Fitzgerald. Nice play.
And on 3rd and short, Dreisbach has a first down across the 30-yard line. Fred Jackson said, hey, you know, UCLA couldn't stop it, so we just kept running the same play. And the first down just outside the 30 now.
Gain of 1 on the play. First down, Michigan at 30-yard line.
Marcus Knight comes in at one of the wide receiver spots. Russell Shaw, the junior college transfer, to the top of your screen on first down. And again, if they can't stop it, keep running.
That's exactly right. It seemed Michigan has seemed to have found a play back. When Bo was coaching the old day, it was a sprint draw, and now Randy Vanderlinden is going to have to stop the counter trade. He talked to us yesterday. He said, what I have to do is stay patient. Sometimes I get a little bit too involved in the game. They make a couple first downs, and I try to do too much. I have to trust my players. I think we match up all right, and don't panic if they put together a couple first downs and blitz too much.
You know, I haven't called Mike Fitzgerald's number a lot so far, have I?
No.
He's being handled, I think, right now by Payne and the guards. That time, Adamy, for instance, and Williams now with a run out for another first down for Michigan.
Well, I think the Michigan trio inside of Payne, Denson, and Adamy are the best you're going to find in the Big Ten. You know, give Ohio State the tackles. Give Ohio State the whole line, maybe. But these 3 guys are making a difference right now. Denson, a couple years ago, was a defensive tackle, but Ron Payne has matured, as you said, probably in the best center into college football right now.
At the 41, Williams to the 45. Collier is there, so is Barry Gardner. And Michigan just driving it here on the ground.
You know what else was hidden in the fact of that Colorado, that great win by Michigan at Colorado, was the fact, yes, the defense did a great job on Coy Detmer, but Michigan's offense controlled that game, making a lot of first downs. One time they had a drive of 16 plays.
This drive, 5 runs, just 1 pass so far.
Watch something different here.
Second down at 6. They move the tight end over, and now Shaw in motion. Play action, bootleg, throw, tight end at the 50. Jeremy Tooman, and I think he's going to be short of the first down, it appears, by maybe the length of the football.
Tooman is an unbelievable athlete. Came out of Kansas, could have been a decathlete-type athlete, and the Michigan tight ends are probably more involved in the passing game. Yes, Jay Riemersma was a great one, but now they're trying to get him the ball all over the football field, and I really like the balance of this Michigan offense. This is an offense that struggled early in the season, but with that defense, they seem to have found themselves. They look very confident.
Third time Michigan's had a 3rd and 1. Dreisbach, this time Fitzgerald's got him kind of tangled up. I don't know on forward progress what he'll have, as number 51 came over the top and grabbed the Michigan quarterback, but as they unpile, the spot will indicate, I think he's still short. But if so, it's going to be 4th down and inches, basically. We're going to bring out the chains to have a look with 8:49 remaining in the half. You're just joining us. Michigan leads on 2 Remy Hamilton field goals of 38 and 32 yards, 6-0. And he got the first down by that much. I don't know how many inches is there from the stripe to the tip of the ball, do you know?
Just enough to get past the post on this time.
First down at the 49-yard line.
Lloyd Carr and Fred Jackson, the offensive coordinator, has reworked the style of offense that Michigan is running. When Gary Moeller was here, they were very concerned with a balanced offense. When we talked to Fred last night, he said, Lloyd told us, I want to be a hard-nosed running team first, and then we'll throw the ball.
Fred right there in the middle. And
are hitting that hole 100 miles an hour. If there's no hole there, they're going to make one.
Williams in there now on a first down. And gets the call. And as Gary said, wow, Fitzgerald makes the stop, but not before Williams picks up 5 in a hurry. Williams, their leading rusher, coming into this ball game. They call him the Blur. Good nickname when you've got that many quicks. He comes out, and Howard goes back in.
Yeah, and that keeps both of them fresh, you know, very much like Wisconsin did a few years ago with Fletcher and Moss, and a lot of teams are featuring it. Michigan State used to do it for years. Michigan has 2 guys now that they can play power football with tailback out.
Now Floyd, a fullback, is the single setback, and that is Howard there in motion. Look for him maybe out there on a pass. Oh, what a hit on Dreisbach. Ball loose. Northwestern. And it's Gardner.
Daly, no one touches him, and he puts his shoulder into Dreisbach that time, and you wonder if Dreisbach might have come down and separated that left shoulder, because boy, did he get it. That was a perfectly clean hit that time. Barry Gardner ends up with the play, and the Wildcats needed that stop. And now you wonder, we talked to the coaches last night, who would we see? Brady, who's listed number 2, or Greasy? If Dreisbach went down, they both said we'd see Greasy in the emergency situation.
Autry. And now Autry, for the first time, finds a little bit of room. That might be his longest run of the day, 5 yards. Bowens knocked him out of bounds, and there you see Brady and Greasy warming up. Remember, Greasy played the game last year against Northwestern.
Watch Casey Daly right there, and watch how no one blocks him. This is a busted assignment. No one on him. 3 Michigan linemen are turned to the left, but the tackle never turns out on the defensive end. That is exactly how and why you need 3 quarterbacks and how quarterbacks get hurt.
It'll be one of those 2 guys.
That was not a misread by Dreisbach. That was misblocked.
Here's a counter to Autry. Autry finally gets himself a couple of broken tackles and got to the 40 and a first down Northwestern.
This game is eerily similar to the game in Ann Arbor. Michigan pushed around the Northwestern team for a while, then all of a sudden Northwestern looked up at the scoreboard and said, hey, we're only down 6-0 in this football game. We've got a chance to win. We're used to it being 30-0 in past years at this time. And all of a sudden, their players started to make plays, and Jared Irons is not in the football game. He had been struggling.
Dreisbach, you can't really tell if he's checking his shoulder or his elbow there as we saw him on the sideline. At any rate, the fumble has given it to Northwestern, and they've got a first down at the 40, and Autry got the corner. And Darnell Autry tiptoes out near the 31-yard line as he got about 8 more. And now Autry, maybe buoyed by the big turnover, or the crowd is starting to get in gear a little bit.
If you watch Will Carr right in the middle right there, the guard can't get to him and block him. But Autry is quick enough to get outside the play that time. Bates is blocking downfield, and that's why they have a positive play. That's why Autry is so valuable. Not only is he strong, but he's quick to the outside on that zone play.
There's the All-American linebacker on the sideline, Garrett Irons. So 2 key injuries on Michigan, one on defense, one on offense. Autry on the stretch play, and a first down again for Autry. He got inside the 30 to the 28. Woodson was over there from the secondary, so was Marcus Ray. And now Northwestern moving the sticks little by little. Remember, it's only 6-0 if they get a touchdown out of this drive. And now Scott Dreisbach is warming up. That's a good sign.
It really is. I think the whole team needs to see Dreisbach come back and get in this football game.
Inside the 28. First and 10, Northwestern. McGrew, the fullback, in motion. Schnurr, nice play fake, ran right by Glenn Steele, and he throws a rope down to the 10-yard line to Drexler. And now Schnurr is feeling it. 18-yard pass play.
When you run the ball effectively on the counter action, you run the bootleg off the counter action. Watch the fullback slide out into the flat. And then Schnurr sees him covered, so he goes to my second guy, get to the tight end over the middle of the field. What a beautifully run play by Schnurr, and a great call.
Waterman and Bates the wideouts, but now inside the 10-yard line, you'd expect to see number 24. Autry, the single setback. 2 tight end formation for Northwestern. Darnell Autry. Only about a yard. If he got that, nice play by Ben Huff, who's made several today. Ben, a converted linebacker last year. He didn't play against Northwestern last year. He's made several big stops today.
He did, but he made the tackle, but Glenn Steele, the defensive end that time, really did not allow Autry to get outside. He played good position defense and depended on Huff to be there.
Autry, who started slow, as you continue to see him work on Scott Dreisbach. Autry has 26 yards on this drive on 5 carries.
Got a mismatch with Hankins and Bates right there to the top of the screen.
Musso in motion on a 2nd and goal at the 8. Schnurr looking left, running out of time. From behind, the ball is loose and scooped up by Michigan. So another turnover. Rob Sweat's got this one for the Wolverines.
Joaquin Pizell, number 90, came around, and Brent, we've talked about it over and over again. Mistakes and fumbles happen from behind when you're a quarterback.
Bring the Wolverines back out. Adrian, what do you have on Scott?
Pinched nerve, guys, down the left arm, a stinger. We know how that feels. They put a tighter sleeve around his left elbow. If he had any trouble, it's straightening out his left arm.
All right, we'll watch him as he goes on this drive. Thanks to Fizel with a forced fumble on Schnurr. And Sweat's recovery. Michigan has it back. You talk about having your scoring hopes dashed. Man, that was a good-looking thing Northwestern had going, and one play turned it like that.
And I don't know how you coach that. You know, what do you say to a quarterback? Don't scramble out. And if you do scramble out, remember there might be some big guy chasing you from behind. I don't know if there's much you can do about it.
Both quarterbacks have been that efficient today. Too much better than that.
No, and Dreisbach is usually a slow starter, so that is really good news for Wolverine fans. Not only is he in there, he's hot.
Yep. 2nd down and 9. Play action. His first throw since he was shaken up, and he lofts it out the streets. First down at the 30. Another 13-yard pass play to Streets. And boy, he knows where number 86 is all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, that was another play where I think the Michigan coaches were anticipating a blitz. So they got Dreisbach out of the pocket that time, one-on-one on the outside, and Streets really sold it deep, and Ismaili just was nowhere in the picture.
Well, the best day ever for Ty Streets. We're going on right now. 5 catches for 90 yards, and we're only in the first half. Here comes Howard. Got away from Gardner in the backfield. Picked up extra yardage. Fitzgerald and Sharper over there to make the stop as he got about 3. Second down coming up as Howard and Williams continue to rotate in that backfield for Michigan.
It's interesting about Chris Howard. The rumors out of Michigan a year ago when Biakabatuka was back that Howard was going to push Biakabatuka because he was a tough running back. And they questioned a number of times whether Timmy could stay healthy enough to play, and they wanted Howard to emerge. Well, Biakabatuka just took it and ran with it, and Howard really never became a factor.
Sadly, Biakabatuka not running with it right now with knee surgery in Carolina after the great start he had for the Panthers. Howard got out to the 34-yard line. This is a very large 3rd down and 5 or 6 coming up for both clubs here with a 6-0 ball game and just over 3 minutes to go in a quickly paced first half here in Evanston.
And it has been a war inside. You talk about Payne, Denson, and Adamy for Michigan, the 3 inside guys. Well, Rice and Reif and Fitzgerald aren't giving an inch. I mean, they're gaining some yards, but they're fighting them all the way.
Conaway comes in as an extra defensive back. That moves Ismaili to the nickel spot. Another end around. Yes, Brooks this time with his quarterback trying to lead him. Now he cuts back to the middle of the field, easily has the first down, and he's all the way out to the 48-yard line. Leary got him, but Brooks got 14 yards on the reverse.
That's really surprising to have a reverse be effective on 3rd down like that. This time the handoff is done properly and into the secondary, usually against a nickel package. When the linemen are coming in to try to attack the quarterback, there's too much penetration. But if there is a MO on Fred Jackson, there is no MO.
That's right.
He runs a lot of different things.
Hard to read.
Yep.
Adamy got a great block on Ismaili out there in the secondary on that to allow the big gainer. And now Clarence Williams takes the tough yards inside to the 45. Fitzgerald and Collier hit him. And he got 7, though. Williams and Howard, different sizes. Williams is actually bulked up, and he still only weighs about 196, whereas Howard, bigger in stature, a couple inches taller, and he's about 215. So they give you a little bit of everything when they keep rotating them in there. But both of them are quick, as Gary said earlier. Michigan with a rushing yardage edge. And prior to that last couple of carries by Williams, he and Howard were virtually deadlocked as far as number of yards split today. Here's another 3rd down. 3rd down's been good to Michigan today, though.
It has, because except outside of that reverse play before, they've been in situations like this. And everyone who's ever played in the Big Ten and can remember playing against Michigan, you have a lot of 3rd and shorts in the Michigan offense, and you can pick them up.
3rd and 3 here, and they're 5 out of 7 on the day.
I think this is a passing situation here, though.
Both wideouts to the right side. Now Streets in motion toward the ball. He's been the man today. There he is again. Dreisbach nails him at the 40-yard line. 1st down, Wolverine. And now Streets closing in on the century mark in receiving yardage here in the first half.
Streets has come up with some big catches for Michigan, and he had 5 receptions against Colorado, but he has not been the go-to guy like he has today. Just a sophomore, he's really coming into his own.
Career high 6 catches for Ty Streets on the day.
You know, it's easy to catch passes when the quarterback's on target.
That's right. Boy, Dreisbach has been, despite being shaken up. Howard popped at the line of scrimmage, bounced off Fitzgerald's tackle and got maybe 2. And the clock winds down to 45 seconds remaining in Northwestern, trailing at home to Michigan 6-0.
That at least nothing more than a field goal for Northwestern on the board.
Dreisbach, plenty of time to throw. Oh, he laid a lazy one out there, though.
He was lucky that time. He was guessing, he just tossed it out there. Northwestern had the perfect defense on, and they were ready for Williams that time.
Dreisbach saying that Williams was held, and it brings up 3rd down now. This drive started for Michigan at its own 15-yard line with 5 minutes left, and now they're down to 41 seconds.
Really interesting here is, what does Ronnie Vanderlinden do in this situation? Do you blitz and put one-on-one? They have not been able to put a lot of pressure on Dreisbach.
And if you blitz, do you blitz Ismaili?
Oh, yeah. If you blitz Ismaili.
Here he comes. Dreisbach.
Oh, Payne just grabbed him.
Maybe a half yard short of the first down as Dreisbach got rid of it, and he got it to Jeremy Tooman. Short of the first down, but not by much. And now you wonder if Lloyd Carr's got a decision to make. 31 seconds left. We'll find out what that decision is when we return. Michigan leads 6-0. Suspense in it anyway, because they had the huddle over in front of their bench, which included Dreisbach. Now they hustle out Hamilton with Greasy to hold, and Hamilton will try a 48-yard field goal. He's 2 for 2 today. And he got all of this one. Hamilton good from 48. They were worried about their special teams, were the Michigan coach of his career. The field goal.
Yeah, but against this defense.
Maybe that's enough, huh?
Yeah, and if I'm Lloyd Carr, I'm playing to my hand. I got a good hand on defense.
A pooch kick. You can call a fair catch here if you choose, and that's what Northwestern wisely does, really, as Kyle Sanders takes 6 in the country. Number 6 Michigan leading here 9-0.
Really, I think if you're in the Big Ten, doesn't matter where you're rated. As long as you stay undefeated, it's all going to shake out in the end. They all face each other.
Right.
I don't look for Northwestern to do anything but run Autry.
They play fake it to Autry. Schnurr going to fire the deep out. And is it complete? No. Trapped at the 40-yard line. Toussaint Waterman was the intended receiver. That's the first incompletion of the first half for Steve Schnurr. But remember, he's fumbled a couple of times.
He has. And
might have changed things, but now you do expect us to see Autry. Both wideouts will go out to the right side, and Waterman and Bates. And there's 19 seconds left in the second quarter. And now Darnell got a little room left side, bounced off one guy, gave ground to try to gain some, and bumped out after about. Autry would like to get enough yardage that it won't matter, but he won't. And
they'll take a timeout.
Timeout with 6 seconds left, and now it's 4th down.
And kick it. One step. Punt it and kick it.
It doesn't have to go far. Just get it out of there.
Right. Just has to go over the line of scrimmage is all you have to do.
It'd be nice to get a 6-second hang time, but don't worry about it right now. Here they come. And he got it away easily, and he blasts it downfield, and this will take the remaining 6 seconds.
Helps the average, too.
Sure, if it goes out of bounds. Oh, it got to the end zone. 71-yard kick to end the first half. Michigan has kicked 9-0. Partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. As we said, you take a look really at the rushing, you take away an end around, and things are relatively even, but that passage yardage total in the favor of Dreisbach. Tyrone Butterfield, number 1.
Butterfield, who had probably the most famous drop ball in Michigan history when he dropped that ball on 3rd down with 4 seconds to go against Virginia and allowed Mercury Hayes to catch it.
Here's the kick, goes to him, and it's a blast into the back of the end zone. So Michigan will have to work from its 20-yard line. Remember, Northwestern has won 13 of their last 15 ball games, and they've won 9 straight in Big Ten play. So as Gary said, they're not going to roll over, especially on their home field. But they need the turnover factor to start going in their favor, and they've got to start mustering some offense, and that's what we'll watch in this 3rd quarter. Right now, their defense out there looking at a Michigan offense that's been pretty proficient today with number 12 at the controls. 1st and 10, Michigan. First play, 3rd quarter. And it's Williams.
Boy, he found a crease there, didn't he? Bounced around and just lunged forward and got about 4 or 5 yards out of nothing that time.
You know, we talked about how stingy Michigan's defense is in the 1st and in the 4th quarters this year. You take a look at Northwestern. Their last 16 games, they've only given up 17 points in the 3rd quarter. That's total, so about a point a quarter in their last 17 ball games, and they've shut out 9 of their last 11 opponents in the 3rd stanza. So maybe this is their quarter to try to make something happen defensively. 2nd down and 5. Dreisbach, quick slant. Streets had his hands on it and dropped it. Ishmaeli was there with him, but Streets just flat dropped that one on his own.
You can't throw the ball any better than this. Northwestern rolls their coverage, meaning there's a safety deep to that side, and Ishmaeli is right on the play because he knew he had help deep on the play. The ball was thrown perfectly. Streets didn't come up with it.
Ishmaeli now will be that nickelback. He's kind of the wild card in there as Conaway comes in as the cornerback in the Northwestern defense.
Michigan has been 6 for 10 in the game so far on 3rd down.
3rd and 5 here. Dreisbach lofts one out. Nice pass. Perfect touch. Out to the 46-yard line of Russell Shaw.
Russell Shaw, the junior college transfer that time, read his pattern perfectly, but you can run all the great routes you want. Maybe I got quarterback eyes, but this ball is thrown as well as you can. And look at the timing when he throws the ball. The ball is released before Shaw even turns around, and he takes it right over the shoulder, just like warm-ups.
Shaw, the junior college transfer, put up huge numbers in junior college at El Camino. Over 2 years, caught 111 balls, 25 touchdowns. Now on first down, Williams hit by Fitzgerald, bounced off it momentarily, and then Gardner and company.
Fitzgerald read that play all the way that time, and that time Payne, the center, couldn't get on Fitzgerald. So either Reef or Rice held up Payne on the play that time. They couldn't get their guard or the center out on him soon enough, and Fitzgerald hits it right in the mouth.
He's got a great nose for the football, number 51. That's the 11th, that's the 12th tackle he's been in on today. And that's after earlier I said I hadn't called his number much. He turned it up a couple notches in the second quarter. 2nd and 8. Nice play fake by Dreisbach. Wants a home run down the middle to Streets. And he caught it. Wow. Collier was all over him, and he caught it.
That's great confidence that Dreisbach has in Streets. When Fred Jackson met with us last night, he said Streets has the ability of Amani Toomer. He can go up and get balls up high. This time, this is a jump ball. This is the one where if it's not completed, your coaches are saying, Scott, what are you doing? He's not open. But when you throw the ball up like that and he comes down with it, wow.
They've thrown it in his direction 10 times. He's caught 7 of them for 130 yards. Continues to just add to his career highs. Dreisbach to throw on first down. Whips it out to him again at the 15-yard line. Short gain, about a pickup of 4 for Streets. He keeps playing like this. He gets back to Ann Arbor, they'll start naming streets after him.
Well, they all are, aren't they?
That's true.
I think you can really see the maturity and actually the maturing process of Scott Dreisbach as this game folds. I mean, this is only his 9th start.
And he was an option quarterback
in high
school.
So you could see him begin to grow as a quarterback. He's not the same style as maybe a Gerback or a Collins. More like the Harbaugh style of a quarterback. And by the way, I think he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he is. I think they're 4-0. Let's check in with Adrian.
Ron Vander Linden, the defensive coordinator for Northwestern, has a goal for this third quarter, and it's on the line right now, the 10-yard line, as a matter of fact. He said, look, if we can shut them out in the third quarter, we'll win this game. And keep this in mind, guys. In the last 16 games, Northwestern opponents have scored only 17 points total in the third quarter. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's in danger right now, that's for sure. 3rd down and a yard is a huge play for that Northwestern defense Adrian's talking about. And Howard's got the first. He almost had the end zone. Collier strapped around him and brings him down at the 5. And now Michigan, if they get a touchdown here, 13-0. Starts looking pretty good with the way their defense is playing.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why that field goal right before half I thought was a great call, because it takes it up to 16-0 in this football game. Tough to come back on. But this Michigan offensive line, this is as good a blocking as I've seen from them maybe in 4 or 5 years up front. They are really making tough plays because Northwestern is not giving them anything.
1st and goal at the 5. Howard hit at the line of scrimmage, bounced off, got about a yard. Fitzgerald made the first hit and then got help from Gardner. And it'll be 2nd and goal. 3rd down conversions. What a story for Michigan. 8 of 12 today. That can mean the difference in a ball game.
You called Fitzgerald. This was an unbelievable read. He was being blocked by 2 guys that time.
Both tight ends.
Both tight ends. The Campbell and Tooman on him, and he split them and made the play.
Well, number 51 will be Hawk and Howard right now. It's 2nd and goal at the 3. Howard, touchdown, Michigan. That time again, he just followed Payne and Denson, and it's touchdown Wolverine.
And he also followed Chris Floyd, number 7, who cleaned on Fitzgerald that time. Chris Floyd is not your typical blocking back. He's a running back playing fullback, but that time he did his job, and Fitzgerald couldn't make the play.
So an 80-yard march in a hurry for Michigan to open this third quarter. Didn't even take him quite 4 minutes, and Hamilton for the point after. And he's been perfect. 3 field goals and his first extra point of the day makes it Michigan 16, Northwestern nothing. Be returnable for the first time for Northwestern, and it's Ismaili at the 10 on the run. Hudayfa Ismaili outside the 25 to the 26. Nice stop by Marcus Ray and Ian Gold on the special teams.
As much as Ron Vanderlinden is going to try to sell his defense that they got to stay in it, they need some pep from their offense right now. They need to look out on that field and see this offense put some points on the board, or they're just going to crumble. They're not going to be able to stay in this game. Schnurr, the offense, Autry is going to have to do something, and it has to be quick.
There's what he's done so far, halfway to that century mark, and of course that means very little. As he said, if I get 100 and we lose, I could care less.
Right, he's right about on target. What's been happening here is they've been shooting themselves in the foot, and that Michigan pass rush is just too tough for them.
Here's Autry up the middle, and those are 3 tough yards inside. Irons laying on top of the pile, but he didn't make the tackle. But Jared is still out there kind of hobbling around, trying to make something work. Be second down at 7.
You know, Will Carr is the guy who continues to force that Northwestern offensive line to put 2 guys on him. Last year, injuries with Zankowitz and Horn outside. They had some injuries, forced Horn to move to defensive end. Will Carr moved in there, just became such a huge factor they had to keep him in the games.
And Lloyd Carr says that Carr's a tremendous leader, too. Here's a pass rush, and it just swallows Schnurr. Second sack of the day. Sam Sword came running in there. Sword just kind of took everybody with him, but there was pressure from all sides.
And it's the first time Michigan blitzed on an early down. This time they come, a stunt. Sword comes in there. There's nowhere for Schnurr to come around and throw that ball. Sword and Schnurr. I don't know if I can say that very often.
Well, he knifed in there anyway.
Right.
Kind of poked Schnurr down at the 24-yard line.
He speared him.
He skewered him at the 24.
And again, the nickel situation, and this is where Michigan's got their best players on the field. Mounds number 6 is going to be coming.
Bates has been a non-factor today for Northwestern. 3rd and 13. Schnurr loads and rifles it to Bates across the 40. Spins to the 50 and down to the 47-yard line. Big play on 3rd and 14, 29-yarder.
And I think a factor in this game, as Bates is going to run this again, is Irons' lack of mobility. He really couldn't stop on them. Ray's going to have to come up and make the play. But when you've got to, there you see Irons, look at how ginger he is. He can't step on that right ankle, and he can't react to those throws. If I'm Greg Myers and I'm throwing the football, I have to notice that. I'm going to attack the middle of the field.
First down at the 48 of Michigan. Bates in motion. Schnurr the counter to Autry. Autry a good cutback runner, and he bounces his way for 2 or 3. Bowens, Irons, those guys are there. There's been the battery today for the Wolverines.
And everyone knows Michigan probably has as good a defense as there is in college football. If this offense continues to grow, and that namely means Scott Dreisbach and those receivers, because they know they're going to be able to run the ball for this team, this is going to be a tough team to handle all year. 133
yards on 8 hookups between those two today. Second down and 7 for the purple-clad defending Big Ten champions, though, with 8.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Autry ran right by one guy and got to the 42. Picked up about 3 more. Irons and Marcus Ray.
Michigan is one of the few teams in the league that just plays a standard 7-man front because they're so good up front. They blitz this time. Irons, again, just gingerly can't quite get there, but their secondary is so good at tackling. Might be as good as tackling secondary as Michigan has had in years.
3rd down has belonged to Michigan's offense today. Northwestern in need of one here. 3rd and 3.
Here comes the blitz.
Boy, is it ever. Schnurr got rid of it, but he one-hopped it intended for Tucson Waterman, and pressure came. Fizel was close to Schnurr that time.
Joaquin Fizel again making it, and also Jared Irons coming in on a stunt with the 2 linebackers, Sword and Irons. coming clean that time, and Schnurr just had to unload the ball before he was ready. Greg Madison, again, having confidence in that secondary, putting pressure on Schnurr.
Irons took Cardos and Schnurr to the turf, took the tackle, the quarterback, and anybody else in the way. And Northwestern, are they in two-down territory? Yes. 4th down and 3.
They've got, it's an illegal substitution right here. Michigan's going to have to take a timeout. Northwestern had 12 men in the huddle that time. They're lucky they got away with one.
That was something Michigan was known pretty well for in past years.
Lloyd Carr is saying it. Too many guys.
Burton in there anyway. Would they fake a punt on 4th and 4?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Oh, he's shaking.
Oh, did he ever? They're not going to get much out of this. Oh, he got a nice bounce, though. Out of bounds near the 13-yard line.
It worked out.
It did work out. 28-yard kick is all, but it pinned Michigan back just a little place while he played here. Here's a screen pass on 1st down to Howard. And read pretty nicely as Mike Nelson Jr. and Pat Fitzgerald go over to make the tackle. Can you imagine having to feed Karsten during his playing days?
Can't imagine feeding him now.
So it's still 16-0. Michigan has shut out Northwestern so far.
I don't know, but I can't remember Michigan having a 3-and-out in this game yet so far. They have not. Pat McGrath, our statistician, said they have not had one time 3-and-out.
2nd down and 7 here from the 17. Give it up the middle to Williams. Williams, the 21. Fitzgerald draped all over him. Well, Fitzgerald last year, 18 tackles in this ball game against Michigan. He might end up with that kind of day today.
Well, that's always good news and bad news when you have that many tackles.
It means the opposition had a lot of plays, and they came at you a lot. 3rd down again. And again, we talked about a couple minutes ago, Michigan 8 out of 12 on the day, and their 3rd down conversion.
Michigan's in the wrong formation.
Reisbach will have to call. Will they blitz? Northwestern shows it, and now motion. And everybody points at everybody else. John Jansen says, well, he moved, so I came out of my stance. I don't think that's going to hold water, but we'll see what Jim Kemmerling says. Could be a 3rd and 8 coming up instead of 3rd and 3. All the Michigan penalties, only 3 of them, though, have been on the offense.
Keith Lazowski, the end man on the line of scrimmage, just flinches, and that's why Jansen, who had to block him on that wide corner out there, was getting out on the play. But you can flinch on defense. You can't flinch on offense.
There's the no flinch rule. So now it's 3rd down and long. 3rd and 8.
I think this is an imperative stop for Northwestern.
Play action. Dreisbach. Deep out to Streets. Flag down. They're going to call pass interference on Collier trying to cover Streets.
Collier knew exactly where the ball was going that time. He just couldn't get there. And when he got off balance that time, he hit Streets just before the ball got there. Boy, that was really weird.
Hit Streets right in the head.
It sure did. Collier got there. He read it. You know, Northwestern all game, Brad, has been there to make the plays. They just have not been making the plays.
Collier's had a couple of those. He had the long post pattern that Streets just took it away from him there. May have just tripped just a little bit on the turf that bounced himself into Streets. Otherwise, I think he would have made the play. As it is, 1st down, Michigan. Williams now, the tailback. They fake it to him. Dreisbach goes the other way. Wanted to go to Tooman, the tight end. Kevin Buck was out there covering. A little bit of pressure that time.
Kevin Buck is a true sophomore for Northwestern Wildcats. He played last year in special teams. They got him ready because, talking to Ron Vanderlinden about it, he said, we knew we were going to be short this year, so we decided to get Buck ready for this year by playing him last year. That's how you have to think when you only have 85 scholarships in college football. You have to start counting years ahead.
Lazowski with that pressure forced Dreisbach's first miss in the last 5 attempts. Williams Not much. Couple inside. Fitzgerald patting him on the head, but Buck's the guy that's wrapped around his legs.
And it's third down again. And the Wildcat defense has been playing strong and tough all game. They have not been rolling over this defense, but Michigan, and especially Dreisbach, has just played outstanding on third down.
They've owned it today. Dreisbach says, hurry up.
Yeah, they only have one timeout left in this half. They're not going to be able to burn many more.
Streets brings in the play from the bench. You wonder if his is the number. Now here comes Floyd, and now they're going to take their last timeout. Wow. That's last year. Today, maybe they're still the same Northwestern, but maybe this is a better Michigan team.
I think you got it.
Third down 8. They go with a run. Howard all wrapped up.
Ismaili came around the back door that time and made the play. Michigan played it very conservatively that time, trying to not make a big mistake. When you have a 16-point lead, you can do that, and look who we see.
Paul Peristeris. He's been over there eating gyros all day on the sideline. It's time to punt now. Brian Musso is a dangerous punt returner if you give him a chance. He's got 3 career touchdowns in returns. Peristeris lays it up. Stay out of the way. Oh, it takes a big Northwestern bounce.
Sam Swart made a nice catch on that one.
Did he ever? One-handed, only a 23-yard kick, so maybe the rustiness of 3 quarters of inactivity might have helped him. Schnur on first down. Flares it out, just got it to Autry before he got hammered, and now Autry trying to make something out of nothing, and did. Good for 6 or 7 yards. Somehow, Schnur, and you almost felt that same thing. He's going to get hit, the ball's going to go out again, but he got rid of that one.
I would not want to play this Michigan defense on turf. I can see why they gave Colorado such a tough time. They have 4, 5, 6 athletes up front that's going to put pressure on them. Will Carr did it that time.
Michigan has a new turf at their big house, a new
different grass.
Different grass that might make them a little bit quicker at home too.
It's improved over the past, but it's like this.
Second down. Waterman in motion across the field. Comes a blitz from the far side. Autry ran right by it.
And
First down.
You see exactly why Michigan is effective when they don't blitz, because their front 7 have been able to handle the run game. This time, they're expecting a pass. The counter called by Greg Myers perfectly. They gap it right in there. Autry doesn't dodge a lot of guys. Comes up that time and just runs over Taylor. Always going forward, and that's why I think he's going to be an outstanding professional football player eventually. They play fake it to him. Schnur comes up firing to McGrew, and incomplete. I think McGrew busted an assignment on that one. McGrew should have stopped. He was wide open on the sideline, and he was going long. He was running to the far parked car down there. He was supposed to stop at the fire hydrant.
Well, he caught some big ones down the sideline against Indiana last week.
He did. McGrew is right there, the end man on the line of scrimmage. Michigan rotates away. Now, if he stops right there, there's no one there. He keeps running away from Schnur, and they're fortunate. Hankins could have had that ball.
It might have gone the distance the other way. And now Steele jumps through, unless he was drawn off. I think he came flying in on his own between Janis and Chabot. We'll wait and see. And it will be a free 5 for the Wildcats and make it second down and 5. We're under 4 minutes remaining third quarter. If you're just joining us, we welcome you to Dyke Stadium, where Michigan leads Northwestern 16-0.
Really smart play by your veteran quarterback right here. He knew it was second and long, and he had to try to get a free play. Gives them a hard count, give them a little head bob that they didn't call. And you know the other thing? I think they're in 4-down territory.
I do too. You're only going to get so many opportunities down here. Autry trying to stretch it. Got to the sideline, and a flag flies in, and a penalty, a holding call is going to negate a first down run by Darnell Autry.
Boy, oh boy.
When things go wrong, they really go wrong, don't they?
Of course, the infamous holding call last year by Riemersma cost that touchdown by Biak Batuka.
There's a sight you don't want to see if you're a Northwestern fan either.
And I wonder if we might see the freshman Ian Miller that they've been raving about here, saying he's the real deal. It'll be a tough time to put a freshman in, but you might need the talent of him right now.
Was it a holding call? It was a face mask call against Northwestern. Don't see that one very often.
Hand to the face, I guess what you'd call it. Actually, it was that time. It was the face mask call on Will Carr, I believe, that they called it.
Against Will Carr, you mean?
Against Will Carr, yes. Who was ever trying to get him down the line of scrimmage.
Right there.
Right there.
There you go.
There's the face mask call. I'm not sure who
Ouch.
did it. Was it Strick Word of the center trying to cut off Carr, who's a really good athlete? He just couldn't do it. He reached out and grabbed him.
And then at the end of the play, Will Carr.
Coming right up the middle this time. Is it Fizel again?
Yeah, Fizel's had a nice game.
He really has, hasn't he? Run right through that time. Kevin Peterson, I think, getting into the quarterback.
So now it's a major difference. Now you're looking at 3rd down and 20.
Yeah, this is 3rd and impossible.
Maybe you try to get part of it and then go for it again. As you said, are they in 4-down territory already?
Now they're not.
Well, if they get half of this, I was going to say maybe they will try to.
Right.
Darnell Autry is back in. 3 wide receiver group. Bowens getting pressure on Schnurr, and down he goes.
Yep. On top of that, he was held on the play.
What a player number 6 is.
Can play anywhere on the football field. He's one of those guys that is a difference maker. You always have to try to keep someone in, but when it's 3rd and 20, it's hard to keep someone in that time. He ran through through Curtis that time, and then Brian Curtis could not handle number 6.
Paul Burton to punt number 6 because he was always a big Ty Wheatley fan. That's why he's wearing that jersey number at defensive end. Michigan, one too many people out there. They hustle somebody off. Burton has to one-hop the snap, now fumbling it around, and just got rid of it.
Did he put his knee
Yes,
down?
he did. That's what they're going to say. Jim Kemmerling says he got a knee down to try to find the handle on that ball at the 42-yard line.
All the coaches say special teams can determine the outcome of a game, especially when you botch them like that, they can.
And the amazing thing, it's been Northwestern special teams that have been special this year, and Michigan's, quite frankly, haven't been the greatest. It's the exact opposite here today.
And that's when Burton originally picked it up, and then I think his mental clock started ticking, and he said, do I have enough time? Northwestern's going to come at him.
Fake the toss to Howard. Come out to the tight end, drives back, and Tillman is spinning for all he can, and he got about 5 yards. Check in with Mike Gleason in a score update. Mike.
All right, Brad, Iowa's closed the gap on Michigan State. Matt Sherman finds Chris Knipper. That's the 2nd time they've hooked up today. Then Sherman hit Matt Shaw with a 5-yarder. It is tied at 23-23 in Iowa City. Brad?
Good game.
Very explosive team that Iowa is with Tavian Banks and Cedric Shaw. Really surprised Michigan State's been able to put that many points on the board, though. The young quarterback must be coming through.
2nd down and 6 here, Michigan. Howard and Ishmaeli runs him roughly out of bounds before he got to the 1st down marker, right in front of the Michigan bench. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3.
Well, this could be the knockout blow, so if Michigan has a play, I'd be saying I want my best 1st down play right now. Let's see what Fred Jackson's going to dial up here, because they could really put this game away with points on the board right here.
Let's throw a quick slant to...
How about that quick hitch out there? Quick hitch out there?
No, Streets is in motion. I guess you can't go to him. Yes, you can. There it is. 1st down.
Yeah. That might even have been their 2-point play, because it's just as important in that situation. You want something to pick up a 1st down. You can really win the game in the 3rd quarter right here if you're Fred Jackson. Good
Even
call.
3 points.
Yep.
Might do it. If it isn't already done with the way the Michigan defense is played
see,
today.
3 points to me still says, well, 3 touchdowns. You know, it's not impossible to score 3 touchdowns, but a touchdown here means more than 3 touchdowns to beat you. So I think they got to just lay it on the line and try to come up with 7 points.
9 receptions of the 12 times Ty's been thrown to, and 3 of them on big 3rd down conversions, including that one. Now it's Williams on 1st down.
Northwestern is blitzing nearly on every down now.
He's trying to make something happen.
Absolutely, and what happens in those situations is if you don't make the play at the line of scrimmage, they're likely to bust one and run a sprint right into the end zone. Surprised we haven't seen you know, at this point, with a game on the line, Charles Woodson right now to make one of those plays
right.
that changes the game. Fine corner for Michigan, who's a difference maker.
Second down at 10. Howard comes in and Williams out. Streets and Shaw, the wideouts, both to the right, and that's the way drives box going. It's Ty Streets again. Try to strip it away from him, did they?
He did.
Northwestern has got it.
Gerald Conaway that time, the sophomore from Michigan, came up and stripped that ball.
Maybe that time Streets kept it on a little bit too much out in front in his hands.
Had the hitch pass that I thought they might run earlier. There it was. And Conaway comes up from the back door, takes it away. Collier was on the play. And Barry Gardner ends up with it. And, you know, we're talking about, hey, still just a 16-point game. And the last time I looked, 8-8. Still
That's
16.
Right.
So it's still just a 2-score game.
I wonder if Barry Gardner's ever had a 2-fumble recovery game in his life before. Conaway with a hit, though, that caused it. And Western's offense. Autry dives for what he can, which is 2 or 3.
I don't think Northwestern can make another mistake in this game and still have hope to win this football game. Michigan obviously could and still survive, but Northwestern will have to play perfect the remaining 15 minutes in this game to have a chance to play with Michigan.
At the Northwestern 31-yard line.
Gary Barnett, the long string of Big Ten victories, is now 15 minutes and 20 seconds from coming to an end unless his offense can come up with something. Might be the final play right here of the third quarter. Schnurr wanted to come back to the left side and does to Bates.
Oh, that's a big-time throw right there.
Near midfield with 4 seconds left in the quarter, a 19-yard pass play, and that's one more play they've got to go with the wind, and maybe that helped that pass, but I just think Schnurr, for a guy that's not that big, has got a pretty good arm.
Throws this ball about 35 yards right on the line over the head of Jared Irons this time. This ball did not have a lot of air on it, and he just zipped it. Irons to the outside. That is as good as you can do. I'd like to see him go deep. I'd like to see if Bates can jump up and make a play like Ty Streets has and try to make a 30, 40-yard play on him right now.
With the wind.
With the wind.
Bates to the top of your screen. He's caught 4 passes. There's the play fake. Down the middle this time. Tipped. Intended for the tight end. Joel Stewart incomplete. Jared Irons got a hand on it.
Mike Elston made the play. This one would have been completed had Elston not come from the outside and hit him on his arm.
And Schnurr is hurt again as the third quarter comes to a close with this one.
Coming from the backside, he hits Schnurr just as he's releasing the ball. And I can't think if Irons had his good ankle, he goes up and easily picks that thing off.
Michigan's defense still pitching a shutout. Into 3 at Dyke Stadium, 16-0. The Wolverines over the second down and motion all over the place. Everybody had the snap count except Strickwerda, I think.
Again, shooting themselves in the foot. I said they had to play perfect to stay in this game in the fourth quarter. And it doesn't look perfect.
Full start on the offense. 5 yards, second down.
That foot's just about gone.
Michigan is, right.
There's bullet holes all over it.
Michigan is too good to be doing this, and they're resting Will Carr in this drive. As Greg Madison said, I want fresh guys on the field. Rob Reedus, number 58, a redshirt freshman, is out there replacing their best pass rush guy in this situation.
Said last year with Zankowitz and those guys inside, they always said, Coach, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But in the fourth quarter, you know, as they say, you know, the bank, you keep taking money out of the bank, eventually it'll close on you.
First time Schnurr did not throw a good ball all game. The wind was a factor, though. Threw that ball behind Bates.
Wind is pretty stiff, and they're going into it now for this fourth quarter. 16-0, Michigan leads.
And a good job. Michigan's going to put their first nickel unit back in. Will Carr trots on the field. And in this situation all game, Northwestern's 5 offensive linemen have not matched up well in this situation.
Musso's in there as one wide out. Comes the blitz on Schnurr. It's picked up, but he's got to run for his life to try to get a pass away for Musso, and he got it.
I swear, he threw that ball before Musso knew to come back for it. That's two guys who have played together a long time, depending on each other. Because when he let this ball go, Musso had not even come back for the ball. He had to get rid of it. Right now, he's going to throw the ball. Musso hasn't even come back. He throws it into an area, and he depends on his senior receiver to get there, and Musso beats Woodson to the ball.
Right in front of maybe one of the best defensive backs in the Big Ten, Woodson.
Biggest play of the game for the Wildcats.
I was going to say, I don't know if they have any chance of coming back in this game. If they do, they'll look back at that play and say that's what kept us in it, as Autry's dropped for a loss on the play. Marcus Ray got over to make the stop from his safety spot.
Michigan's east-west defense is just fun to watch. You are not going to make a lot of yards on this defense because they hit it upfield and their secondary and their linebackers run so well. And they just make plays. This time Marcus Ray, everybody strings it out, and their safety comes up and makes the play.
This is about the spot on the other end of the field where they had the offensive face mask call that negated their last would-be scoring drive. Trying to pooch pass. McGrew cuts across. That's just incomplete. No fumble.
Had a shovel pass that time to McGrew, and Michigan was coming with the stunt.
Mike Elston again causing havoc in there.
Causing all kind of havoc, and Greg Madison's doing an outstanding job keeping fresh players on the field. He's saving his big pass rushers for third down and key long situations, and he's using all 11 guys.
Scary when your backups are that good, though.
Yeah. Mike Elston is a good football player. There you see the shovel pass. Nothing there. Flip it forward. Incomplete pass.
Well, 8th play of the drive. 3rd and 11. Musso in motion. Will Schnur look for him? Yes, on a crossing pattern. Musso, far side. 1st and goal, Northwestern. 23 yards last time, 26 yards this time. Those aren't moves, those are moves.
Musso. Short crossing pass came right underneath the tight end that time. Caught the ball, and actually the two safeties for Michigan bumped into each other, Ray and Taylor, and they were fortunate to even stop Musso. But now it's still, as Michigan has been good in this goal line defense all year, had key one against Illinois earlier in the year in Colorado. Northwestern, I think, though, is going to throw the ball down here.
They had one other 1st and goal earlier, remember, and Schnur fumbled. This time they keep it on the ground to Autry. Darnell Autry outside, got popped at the 5, dragged the tacklers with him for another yard or so.
Big time Big Ten football right here.
I don't like to get the wagon too far in front of the Clydesdale, but if they score, do they go for 2 or do they kick an extra point?
Let's see, 13 minutes to go. No, I think you kick an extra point here. Boy, that's a tough one, though. You're right.
Well, it's 3 yards away. Maybe we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. 2nd and goal, Northwestern. Just a thought. Dual backfield now. Darnell Autry, the tailback. It's up the middle, though, for the fullback. Did he get there? Yes! Touchdown, Lavelle Brown.
I think Northwestern will go for 2. The problem is if you don't make it, then that field goal is not going to be a factor at the end of the game. But you know what I think the biggest factor and why I would go for 2, as you look at the real slip play this time, the fullback hadn't got it all day, and they give it to him near the goal line. The reason I think they're going to go for 2 is because they're against the wind, and it would be tough to kick a field goal anyway. Their best chance they feel is 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions.
Northwestern for a 2-point conversion. Musso's in there with Bates and Waterman. Schnur wants to flare it, now has to come back to the middle, and he got it to Bates.
Schnur has an uncanny sense, and you get that when you're a senior, of knowing how long to wait. And he waited just long enough as Bowens, coming from the outside, says he was held on the play, but Schnur, he couldn't have waited another 1/10 of a second on the play.
And he had steel draped all over.
You got him.
Northwestern's back in it. Kick will go to Russell Shaw. Shaw Flag down, and Shaw's into the secondary now. Kicker knocks him out, but it looks like there's going to be an illegal block near the 30-yard line, which would negate a 42-yard run back. Holding against Michigan.
One more look at that critical two-point play coming from the left side of your screen. He's out of your picture right now. Will be Bates. Schnurr wants to go to the right. There's nothing there, but then he sees Bates, and he waits for his big guy, his playmaker, throws it up just high enough, and finds Bates in the end zone right by Sweat.
Right over Sweat's hand. And now the kickoff return, the holding call.
Yeah, you tell me who held on that one.
That looked like a train wreck to me.
Right.
I don't know.
You couldn't tell. There were arms and bodies going every different direction.
But now we got a ball game. Michigan with an 8-point lead. First down just outside its own 23-yard line. And nothing doing. Ball loose, and Fitzgerald covered it. Can one game change so quickly?
I guess when you believe, and you've been there before, but this time Keith Lazowski, number 44, submarined under there, and just as the handoff was being taken, got into the backfield and knocked this ball loose. There it is on the turf, and boy, they are smelling it now around here. 20-yard line, 1st and 10, and plenty of time now left in this football game. Wow.
Northwestern comes out offensively.
Michigan to be coming.
Bates in motion. And here they come. Autry, cut back run to where the blitz came from, but they closed it on him quickly. That's how well and how quick the Michigan defense is. When there looks to be an opening, they can close it on you with their speed.
With a special player, David Bowens did the play that time. You know, when you look at this game, it goes to giveaways and takeaways all the time in this thing. And Michigan giving them, Northwestern, a chance to get back in this game. When Streets got stripped with the ball, that changed the game completely.
2nd down and 7. Two tight end set remains, and Bates again in motion. Same play. Autry. Different result. He's still going to the 7. It's 1st and goal. You can bottle him up, but sometimes it drips out of the bottle. And that time he almost dripped into the end zone.
He just keeps slugging it up in there. He trusts his offensive line, and he runs with his body leaning forward. When you hit him, you better hit him. There's no blocking this guy down, and he is closing in on 100 yards. And had not that one delay been called back on the face mask,
he'd
already be there.
1st and goal, Northwestern. Moments ago, down 16-0. 16-8 now. Autry hit in the backfield, still bounding around, and he somehow got about a yard out of nothing. There is some tattooing going on down there.
I think Glenn Steele just came in, beat his tackle across the line of scrimmage that time, and Autry had a headache as soon as he got the ball. Gets the ball, bang! Runs into a steel curtain, and then runs through the steel curtain. What an impressive football game.
He's lucky if he doesn't have some Michigan wings embedded into his cheekbone.
Again, this is a passing down against a good, solid defense. You don't want to go to 3rd down.
McGrew, the fullback's lined up virtually as a 3rd tight end. Play fake. Schnurr tried to get it to him. Just too much pressure.
I think that was Will Carr coming in. I think it was Will Carr that just came in, and that's where it pays off to take him out earlier in this quarter and keep him fresh. You never know when the big play is going to be there. Right up the middle, Will Carr starts one way, Fizel forces him back into him, and Carr makes the play.
It is 3rd and goal, and Brian Musso just fought in the play from the bench. Remember, his 2 receptions in the last drive kept it alive and eventually got him a touchdown. There's number 22.
I think if they don't make a lot of yards here, they'll kick a field goal.
3rd and goal. Schnurr. Crossing pattern. Autry pulled up a little bit as he got tagged by the secondary of Michigan.
I think you got to kick a field goal right now and get it with under 7 points and put the pressure back on Michigan. This is a long game.
Yep, Gary Barnett's thinking the same thing. You've got to take the 3. There's a lot of time left.
And remember, Michigan has no timeouts.
Right. They've been out of timeouts since early in the third quarter.
One thing I've noticed is these close games are a lot more fun to do than those 70-7 games. I don't know what it is.
I don't either. Brian Goins. And he got it. A big 3. A big turnover.
And a big goal line stand by the Michigan defense.
Very true. 10:46 left. Flanked by Russell Shaw. This one will go to Butterfield, and I tell you, Goins maybe after hitting that field goal and what's going on the last 5 minutes just blasted one into the wind. Touchback with 10:46 left. Let's check in with Mike Gleason. Mike.
Okay, Brad, a great one going in Iowa City. 30-23, Michigan State on top until Iowa's Tavian Banks muscles his way into the end zone here. They are starting the 4th, and they are tied at 30. Let's go back to Evanston.
Well, the bank's still open there. And this one's still very much open. And next Saturday at 12 o'clock, it'll be Michigan State at Illinois. Or is it the other way around? Illinois at Michigan State. Beg your pardon. 16-11 now. Williams trying to cut outside. He'll be taken down by Gardner, who's had a big game. And boy, the purple passion has re-entered Dyke Stadium.
Keith Wazowski is a man playing possessed right now. He's in the backfield on every play. That was supposed to be a fake reverse type play. They didn't have time to fake it. He was back there so long. Another man who tried to call timeout had the wrong defense on the field that time, giving signals. He is playing all out. Fitzgerald is calling everything at the line of scrimmage there.
Second and long, and now motion, and it looked like Jansen came out of his stance again at right tackle, but we'll wait and see. If it is, it'll be 2nd and 17, and you don't want to get in that spot down near your own end zone.
Good ball. Good start.
Who would ever believe that Dyke Stadium would end up like this on a Saturday afternoon against Michigan? For years, Northwestern didn't even want to play Michigan at home because they went for the payday going into Michigan Stadium into the Big House. Now, this is as good a spot as there is in the Big Ten to watch a game.
Season-high 6th penalty against Michigan. Costly. 2nd and 17. Don't want to throw a bad one here. Dreisbach hasn't thrown any bad ones today, and he goes to his tight end, Tuman, and he got a huge chunk of it back. In fact, he almost got a first down. 14-yard pickup right down the middle.
You're almost forced in that situation to say, quarterback, you know, this is the Big Ten. You're the quarterback. You got to make a play. We cannot run against this defense when they expect it coming. Look how beautifully he threw that ball right into the spot. Northwestern was in a man-type look, and Dreisbach put it where just Tuman could get the ball.
Got Dreisbach. Those numbers are impressive. He needs about 3 more here. On 3rd down. 9 of 14 on 3rd down today. Will he go to Streets? Incomplete. Tried on a crossing pattern to Tuman. Streets was there too. And Fitzgerald, did he blow that up?
He was right in the middle of it. Pat Fitzgerald was setting right on that crossing route that time. And when Dreisbach tried to throw the ball to Streets, there was the purple helmet right in the way. Streets tried to go behind him as Schnarf came in and hit Dreisbach, and boy, Northwestern's going to get the ball back.
Remember, Peristeris has only punted once today, and it wasn't a good one. And Musso is back, awaiting it. And this one is a mile in the air, but not that deep.
And he does not fair catch.
And the bounce, now you get out of the way of your Northwestern. Good field position, 39-yard line, their own 39-yard line. Schnurr rolls with blockers in front, goes complete to Bates. First down in Michigan territory at the 46-yard line, 16-yard pickup.
I think Northwestern's game plan of keeping Bates away from Woodson has been marvelous, and not only the execution, but the way it's been designed. They've been going a lot of twin sets. They've been keeping Bates on the inside player, Hankins, or the safety, and it's been a tremendous game plan.
Woodson, the field corner,
right
out here on the near side, and Bates goes the other way.
Rod Payne has been pacing the sideline saying this can't happen again.
And every fan in Ann Arbor thinking the same thing right now. First down. Darnell Autry. No gain on the play. Got to be Will Carr in the bottom. Somebody just blew it up, and it's him.
What a wonderful player Will Carr is. Justin Chevitt has been trying to handle him, and he has been making plays in the backfield all day. He's either making the tackle or causing a change up in the play.
It's actually a loss on that play. He came in. Last year, he had 21 tackles for loss, which was 4th best in single-season Michigan history. He's done it quite a few times again today. We're under 8 minutes. Second down, 11. McGrew, the fullback, in motion. Will they run him down on a pass play? Here's the slant. Musa almost made a great catch behind him. Pass was thrown behind him.
Michigan had a bust on that play. They blitzed from the outside, and Marcus Ray, the safety, forgot to cover Musa on the inside slant. He had him wide open. If this ball would have been there, there was plenty of territory to run the ball. It was what you call a blitz zone from the outside. Northwestern had the right call on against it.
Greg Madison, defensive coordinator of the Wolverines, says we need one more like that, guys. It's 3rd down and 11. And again, Bates goes to the top of your screen to the short side of the field. Musa wide to the right.
3-man rush.
Schnurr loads it. Deep middle to Bates. First down, Northwestern.
I think once you've played in the Rose Bowl, this is no big deal anymore.
You're not shaken up anymore.
Not at all. Sets back in the pocket, and you just wait for your big player to come across this time, and you throw it right off the linebacker's head, right off Sweat, right into the hole. And even though he had pressure in the face from Fizel, who's been there all day, he has that quick motion and a stronger arm, and he picks up the first down.
Remember when I said about a half an hour ago Bates has been a non-factor? How about 6 catches, 103 yards? And he has 5 of them since I made that statement. Musso in motion on first down. Here's the counter now to Autry. And Autry just has to battle inside. That Michigan defense won't give him anything. Steele and Bowens and the rest close the door on him.
That's what's making it so tough, and why you have to admire this Michigan defense so much in this game is Northwestern's going to run Autry, who's a game breaker in his own, just enough to keep you honest. If you start saying, I'm going to play pass coverage and just get the quarterback, Autry has the potential to gash one on you. So Michigan's defense has to play it honest.
And you've got to be totally honest against Autry, because if you miss a tackle, see ya.
Right. That's why they've just played so magnificently on defense all game.
2nd and 9. Straight drop for Schnurr. Got a man open. Bates again. Great turn. And it's got it to the 15-yard line. First down. Wow. Gave a little head fake to the sideline and then cut it into the middle.
Corner blitz. This is a zone blitz, but they had the right play on. And this time, Dadrian Taylor goes for the fake, and Rod Sweat, who's in there, goes for it also, and they pick up another first down.
We're under 6.5 minutes. And timeout taken by Schnurr here. Jared Irons, 2-time captain of the Wolverines, on the sideline.
It has been a huge factor in this game. The 2 captains in this football team, the 2 roommates, Irons, and that's Rod Payne.
One wants to be on the field, and, well, both want to be on the field for different reasons. One's injured, and the other one's on offense in hopes that the defense that's out there can get it back somehow. But right now, it's Northwestern with a 1st and 10 at the Michigan 15-yard line.
David Bowens is also not on the field, I don't think.
Darnell Autry. They just won't give him anything. Glenn Steele in on the tackle. Let's check in with Adrian.
Brad, the primary reason Jared Irons is not in the game at this point Greg Madison does not feel that he is mobile enough because they expect pass down here. He can't cover even 10, 15 yards, which is what the field has become now, to get the man out of the backfield and cover him. That would be either McGrew or Autry. So they just don't have the confidence in his athletic ability right now with that bad right ankle.
You know, it's ripping his guts out right now that he's not on the field. Second down 11. Bates and Musso, the wide receivers.
Bates is singled up. They're coming.
Schnur play action. Looks to Bates, pumps once. Now goes and throws it away.
Yeah, just in time, too, because Elston was coming from behind again. The guy you can't see. Nice job that time outside because Bates ran the post corner and Hankins did not go for the bite. He knew he had help in the middle of the field with a free safety. You see the free safety right there, 28. Ray sitting there, Taylor sitting there, and Hankins stayed to the outside exactly the way the defense is designed.
They need to get to the 5-yard line for a first down. And if they don't get it, that's what gives you a headache if you're a coach. Then what do? Kick a field goal, hope your defense can play again, or do you go 2 downs?
I would. It depends how much you pick up here, but I'd kick another field goal.
3 wide receivers. Musso in motion. 3rd and 11. Crossing pattern. No flag. Incomplete, intended for the tight end Drexler. He got bumped a little bit.
Yeah,
but
Drexler stopped on the play. He thought he was going to curl into that zone, and he stopped. Schnur thought he was going to keep going across the field. I kicked the field goal. I don't even think about it.
Here they come.
Another huge stop by that Michigan defense. Remember the turnover on the 15 or 20-yard line, whatever it was, and now right down there on the 15-yard line again without your play. Watch Drexler stop. See how he paused right in the middle of the screen? Schnur thought for sure he was going to keep going.
Bryant Goins is 5 of 7 on the year. 1 for 1 today. This one's 10 yards deeper than his last one. Somebody got a hand on it.
And it went through.
And it went through.
That's unbelievable.
Somebody just drilled it, and there was enough on it to have the kick go in. Steele, I think, so one get it back in Schnur and the offense's hand.
Their defensive stops in the red area are still in control, barely, of this football game.
Goins blasted his last kickoff for a touchback. Shaw and Butterfield waiting, hoping they can get their hands on one, and they will. Shaw from the 4. Into the middle, got hit at the 20, spins to the 22. Coming up next Saturday on your local Big Ten Network station, Fighting Illini of Illinois will take on the Spartans of Michigan State at noon Eastern. That is next Saturday. Well, here's the ball game from Evanston, Illinois. 5:20 left. A 2-point Michigan lead as we've seen Northwestern with 14 unanswered points.
Michigan has retooled their offense for just this reason right here, being able to run the ball when they have to.
And run they do. And Williams up the middle, got hit by Gardner, but got about 5.
Brought down by Gardner.
Gardner's had quite a game. He and Fitzgerald have been all over the field.
Down 5. That's for Michigan, 27.
Ron van der Linden is urging on and calling in the signals to his defense. Do you get fancy defensively? You make a mistake, it could cost you the ball game.
Well, you have to come at him. You have to play gap defense, 8-man defense.
Here they come. Fitzgerald blitzed and he got the tackle.
Yep, you have to do it.
Boy, he is all linebacker, isn't he? He takes more hits in pregame warm-ups than some guys do in a whole game.
Right, and his stunt that time beat the tight end who was blocking in the backfield, Mark Campbell, that time, to the point of attack. Passing situation.
Michigan has been
Watch for Tooman.
great on 3rd down today, and this is the one they need. 3rd and 5. Reisbach calling things out over a loud crowd. Fires out, complete. And forward progress looks good enough for a first down to Streets.
Conaway just giving too much yardage. That hinge pass, the hitch pass to the outside, that's just too easy.
Streets got nailed right in the kidney, it looks like, and he's going to come out.
And that at least, at a minimum, buys Michigan 2 more minutes off the clock.
How about Streets Day, Gary?
Yeah, 11 catches for 145 yards. That is big time in a big game. He's had the 1 turnover. That's probably the only bad mark, and I don't know if there's been a bad mark on that guy's game today.
That's right. First down, Wolverines with a 2-point lead. And Williams on the counter across the 35, picked up about 3.
I think if Northwestern gets a stop next down, they will probably use a timeout in this situation. They only have 2 left.
And we're under 3.5 minutes right now.
Dana 3 on the play.
Wildcats 2 points down to Michigan. Michigan trying to pay back from a 19-13 game of a year ago in the big house in a much smaller house. They lead 16-14 with just over 3 to go.
Here comes the blitzes again.
Will they pay off? Yes, they do. At least the inside closed in on Williams quick enough.
And I think that what you'll see is Northwestern take a timeout here and keep some time left in the game. And that's Gary Barnett is ahead of me.
One Gary,
or am I ahead of him?
You were a whole play ahead of him. One Gary makes the call, and then the other one makes it official. 2:53 remaining in Evanston. They pick up this 3rd and 6 that's coming up.
No, they've survived it now with their timeouts. It's not going to be a factor in this game. This really is going to be the football game right here.
Yep. Ty Streets today has the 2nd most single-game receptions in Michigan history.
The Northwestern defensive backs have to play the short pass. If they beat them long, they beat them long.
If they don't gamble and give them too much room, it could be the ball game. 3rd down and 6. They're going to come, Gary. Here they go. Dreisbach throws, and he got Streets again. But is it enough for a first down? He might be a yard short.
Did not get a great spot on that one at all. And I thought Josh Barnes had this one all labeled almost for an interception. And he hesitated just a bit. It wasn't enough. Michigan will be forced to punt.
Wow. Streets' 12th catch of the day, but it's not long enough.
Northwestern needs to take a timeout. They're going to run the clock all the way down. But still plenty of time. 2 minutes in the game. They only need a field goal, remember.
And if you're Michigan, the way the defense has been playing, they came after Peristeris, but he got the punt away. And Musso trying to clear out of the way. This is going to be a great kick. Oh, did they let it go in the end zone?
That was a touchback.
Oh, my. They had it at the 1-foot line. But I think they let it go in.
The ball broke the plane.
One official's already signaled touchback, so I don't know quite why they're standing there.
Remember, it is a different game than the pro game. If the ball breaks the plane, it is a touchback. In the pros, it has to touch. It ball bounced.
They waited too long to play on this ball right here. Well, they overran it for one thing.
And there it is. It hit the line right there, and he was in the end zone. Good call, but it was inches away.
And Northwestern now from the 20.
That ball deep, maybe all the way down to the 15-yard line.
1st and 10. 3 wide receivers for Northwestern. Screen pass. Autry. He's got a wave of guys in front of him. He's got a first down out to the 33-yard line. 14 yards.
Really nice call that time. Take advantage of that aggressive front 4.
And how calm was Schnur throwing that thing?
Been there, done it. I've been there.
I guess so.
And when you've been in the Rose Bowl, Schnur says, been there, done it.
1:43. And the clock winding down. Schnur throws, and Bates can't quite make the catch.
Yeah, you had to get rid of that one early. Michigan came with a 5-man rush that time. Will Carr gives Schnur a little pat on the head and say, I admire your game, as the Michigan offense is going to sit there and pray that their season doesn't change again against Michigan like against Northwestern like it did last year.
1:36. Brian Goins already warming up on the sideline. They need a lot more green covered at Dyke Stadium before he gets a chance. Not a lot of time to get there. 1:36 left. They try to work the middle here. Now they're going to try to work it on the ground. Autry outside, and he almost got a first down. And he's over 100, by the way, for the 18th straight game.
And I don't think, I mean, no way they make that call just to get him his 100 yards. But this was a smart call. They wanted to play the clock, and they ran it towards the sideline.
And almost got the first in the process. Darnell Autry, right about the numbers he had a year ago against Michigan.
Whoa, look at this. Guys lined up all over the field. It's their trick play.
What a wild look this is. Throw it out, double pass. Nope, Bates straight away. And Bates first down into Michigan territory. Thing I was thinking about Bates, who was a high school quarterback, does he pull up and just launch one?
Well, I think he could. That was definitely a lateral on that play. It was not a forward pass. That was rushing yards.
Remember, they're playing into the wind, as Gary mentioned, but Brian Goins has hit field goals before from as far out as 50. That's his career long, but he's looking at that kind of breeze in his face. So they need to get, they'd love to get another 20 yards in the next minute and 20 seconds. Here comes a blitz. Schnurr steps up, fires, and a tip.
Oh, Bowens, what a play.
Wow.
What a play by your defensive lineman that time, who is just a special football player, gets up and taps that ball down, because that was a completion. David Bowens, who can play anywhere on the football field.
He's done a little bit of everything, hasn't he, today? Forced a fumble, has a sack, deflected pass there. All of them have seemed to be huge plays. Second down and 10. Ball is just inside the Michigan 47-yard line. We've got 1:22 left. It's 16-14 Wolverines. Schnurr over the middle, in and out of Waterman's hands, and almost intercepted. There's still 2 plays left for Northwestern's offense because they know they've got to go for it. So there's 3rd and 10, and then if they don't get it, 4th and whatever.
What a chess game out here. That time Greg Madison brought everybody. He peeled with back that time. Bowens had Autry man-to-man from the defensive end spot. He sent everyone else. See, I think you got to think people here, not plays, and that ball should go to Musso, not Waterman in that situation.
And here do you go to Bates?
Yep.
3rd down and 10. Schnurr, look out. Got away from 1, got away from 2, got back to the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to have to call a timeout.
And it's 4th down and 9. And there's the last Northwestern timeout.
I don't know who came from the outside that time, but they got pressure on him early, and Schnurr was very fortunate to even get it back to the line of scrimmage and keep this 3rd and 9.
It's 4th down. 9 yards to go for Northwestern. Should they pick up a first down, the clock would stop to move the chains. They're out of timeouts. They still need quite a bit of territory to give Goins a chance at a field goal.
And I think Michigan will put pressure on him with at least 5 players.
Play of the day right here.
6 are coming.
Schnurr, middle, got it to Musso. First down, Northwestern.
You think players, not playing in that situation, and he went to the senior, and that's what I would do. You go to the guy that's been there, who's practiced with you, that's been out there all 4 years.
On 3rd and 14, he got him 23. He got him 26 on a crossing pattern. He just got him a dozen on 4th and 9.
I hope they don't down the ball here now. Run a play. You can't waste plays.
Schnurr wants to throw a quick pass and does. It's to the middle of the field, though. And now 53, 52.
Plenty of time.
It's to Musso again. Goins on the sideline. Warming up. His career long is 50. He's 0 for 1 from that distance, though, this year.
I'll tell you what would work, a hitch and go.
Draw play to Darnell Autry. Autry didn't get the first down, got to about the 26-yard line. 30 seconds now remaining in the game.
See, the problem they have now is if they down the clock, it's 4th down. So they have to call a play at the line of scrimmage and try to pick up a first down.
23, 22, 2-point Michigan advantage. They blitz Schnurr, throws the out. Bates got it, and he's out of bounds.
And he's told they need to get it to the 20-yard line. They're there. I would still, if I was Gary Barnett, try to throw one up to Bates. Try to get the matchup that I want into the secondary and try to get a touchdown, not put it all on my kicker. Oh, this is a
Goins for what might be the win for Northwestern. And whistles blow. The kick will go through.
Oh, my. Oh, my. He kicks the field goal, and they blew the whistle.
And what is that about? Jim Kammerling will step in. Listen to this call.
The ball was snapped before they're ready for play. The play will be played over.
Ooh.
Oh, my. Now, in fairness, that whistle blew before the ball was kicked. So if he had missed it, they would have got another try also.
Can Brian Goins, in his mind, say, well, there's my practice swing. Now it's time for the tee shot.
Oh, I tell you, it's like icing the kicker here.
And now Chris Hamdorf is pleading with the crowd for quiet.
They got to put the time back up on the clock, but in essence, like Dick Vitale would say, they have iced the free throw shooter.
Northwestern hasn't beaten Michigan back-to-back years since I was in diapers. Goins from 39. Can it happen again? Expect victory, Northwestern always said. They might have another one.
They got to be careful not to get a jubilation penalty right now. They don't want to kick from the 20.
Coach is desperately trying to get the rest of the team off the field. Some thousand dreaming the impossible dream again for Northwestern.
You got to give it to the kicker in that situation. That's like making two tremendous plays back-to-back. The pressure mounted. They, in essence, iced them. And then the Northwestern coaches had enough thought and fortitude to get their players off the field so they didn't have to kick it from their own 20.
Brian Goins with a kick heard round the Big Ten. Our new Dodge play of the game. Brought to you by the new Dodge. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you. Brian Goins, he won't even need a car to drive home. He can fly home. Brian Musso today saved the day for Northwestern.
Gotta go to your seniors in that situation. Think players, not plays. Well, let's see if they put Woodson in if they have a chance to throw an alley-oop.
They're going to try to just dribble one down the middle. Up at the 15 and hit. Ball loose. If Northwestern covers it, it's all over. Still Michigan.
Oh, no, it still stayed in. They didn't get it.
8 seconds left.
8 seconds, no timeout, and I would put Woodson in the game. He's your best athlete. Put him in there for the alley-oop. Schnarf ripped that ball loose that time. And how did they not get the ball? Oh, my. There Woodson is in the game.
Now does Michigan have one play in their arsenal? It's maybe a hook and ladder type thing to try to get it to number 2 in the open field.
I don't even think you have time for 2 rockets in this situation.
That's what I mean. Even an alley-oop only gets you to midfield and the clock might expire. Northwestern went.
If I'm Northwestern, I put Ismaili back as far as I can because he's your best player. Collier and the other safeties had not been making plays on the deep ball. Get Ismaili back there on the 50-yard line.
Ismaili still directing traffic with Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald says, okay, calm down. We got it covered. Fitzgerald will play about 15 yards deep. Ismaili about 20. And then Nelson and Collier a mile back. Drives by, loads it. Man, he laid it out a mile.
Game tipped. Game's over.
It's over. They did it again. Northwestern stuns Michigan. The number 20.